Alrighty, how's it going, y'all? It's your girl Melissa, and welcome back to the CraftWorks server, and possibly the final episode of the season. And y'all know that I have been working up towards this build, and I've been working very hard on this build, and I finally have a design, a schematic. It took a lot of work, a lot of head smashes against the keyboard, but we've got it done, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. So as you can see behind me, I've got this little staircase and this giant plot of land behind me. Before building the official last build of the server, for me at least, I need to build a platform upon which to lay my build. Don't think it's gonna be anything super crazy special. Probably just more of this tough stone mix, decorated of course, but let's go ahead and build this platform right quick. Okie dokie, it looks like we are all done with the platform. This took a lot more than I thought it was, to be honest. I had a shulker box full of stone ready to go, and I ended up needing more. So I was just kind of playing around with the sides here, and I actually really like the way the chiseled tuff and the quartz pillar columns look together. They actually look pretty sick, so I'm pretty happy about that. But if we go on a free cam, we can see just how big this is. And don't worry about this center part not being textured. I know it looks weird, but that's where our build is going to be going today. And honestly, it looks even crazier on the map. Like, at first I thought it was not going to be like much bigger than my home tent over here, but it definitely is. And I'm excited to put it up. So over here I have boxes of all of the materials that I'm going to be needing for this build. And I think that there's nothing left to do but get started on the last build of season 2. I'm not going to get emotional about it. I'm not going to get emotional about it. Also, I'll be using flashback instead of replay for the first time ever, so hopefully this goes well. Please enjoy the time lapse. I can say we are officially done with the final build of our circus, and I'm so proud of it. But before we do the grand reveal, I know y'all saw it in the time-lapse, I kind of want to just take a walk down memory lane and show off all of the builds that I've done this season. Kind of a world tour, but just the builds that I've done, just to kind of round things out, if you will. Now, obviously, the very first build, my wagon. I've got a cucumber here on my thing still. I am super proud of this build. I planned this build before the season even started, and I was so proud of it. And behind here, I made like a little campsite and everything. I thought it was very cute. 2 different entryways, a very humble and cozy starter base, starter wagon, if you would. And then up here, I had my storage, little dusty. It looks so sad and abandoned now. Well, I mean, that's because it is, but you know. But yeah, so cool. I'm still so proud of this build. This build was a great start to this server and my very first SMP. I'm very happy with this. Now, if we go from my starter base over here past lanes, I got junk. I just happened to fall into the wool production profession and I built Bahala. This took me a long time to build, way too long for what it is, a simple sheep farm. But I thought it was very cool. I tried a different style, like a Nordic like Viking longhouse type style. I thought the roof was very cool, very I like the foggy effect, and then there's lighting right down here to like make the entire roof glow, and it's very cool. I love the way it looks. And then on the inside, it's just very kind of ethereal with the skulky ceiling and stuff like that. Has anybody actually... Oh shoot, okay. Haven't checked that in a while. But yeah, and we've got some Jeb sheep chilling here, and just all the sheep, all the colors. Took so long, and the floor is supposed to be that foggy floor. It looks way better with shaders. However, I'm not using shaders right now because for some reason it broke. And then over here is just my overflow storage of wool and whatnot. I had it organized at one point, but it got to a point that I was using so much wool and it just kind of exploded all over the place. So, and then this is just the amazing betterificator to help with Cap's insane bed amount for his build. I think there were like over 2,000 beds that he needed for his build. So, I was kind of in charge of that, and we made a little autocrafter setup for that. I thought it was turning night. Is it turning night? Yeah, it's turning night. Okay, let's sleep this night off and we'll continue. Now, moving on from the wool farm, we're gonna go kind of in order of what I've built. So if we look on the map here, over here by the flower forest over here, kind of behind Millie's area right here, we're gonna go check out the bee farm. All right, here we are. Okay, so this is the bee farm. This one took a little bit too. They're still here. Look at all of them. My God. Are there any bees in here? Are they dead? There's one. Oh my gosh. Hello. There they are. Look at how many bees. Look at all them bees. And I don't think, okay, yeah, I haven't been over here in a really long time because I really haven't needed to, but I mean, it's not the bestest of builds. I tried to make sure that there was some space for some redstone so that we collected bottles and we're auto crafting them into honey blocks, and then of course the wax cones, that's what they're called. But yeah, a very simple build, just kind of sitting over here. Not the prettiest, but I think it does the job. And I think over here, yeah, down here is where Lane did all the redstone for the auto crafting and everything. So I'm not going to explain how that works because I'm not smart enough for that. But yeah, very simple. I do like the flower pattern on the ground there, but very simple. And obviously this is for stock. This was built to help stock my shop, other than the wool shop, of course. Wax and Bottle Works. So we're gonna go fly back over there to the boardwalk and check out Wax and Bottle Works. All right, flying in here on the amazing bridge built by Zinc and a whole bunch of the other crafters. We're hitting up the boardwalk that kind of turned into a little shopping district over here. I love the feeling that you get walking down here. It makes me feel like I'm like downtown somewhere, you know, looking in windows at like antiques and like silly things, I don't know. But this is my wax shop called Wax and Bottle Works. There used to be some bees in there called Benny and June, but a creeper decided to ruin my fun. I got some like piping on the side here with like honey spilling out, which I thought was a cool touch. But you come in here, it says Wax and Bottle Works, and you walk in here, we've got our shopkeeper, who's a little bit angry because he's been manning this shop for a very long time with no breaks. And yeah, it's super cozy. I'm actually really proud of this interior. I think it's one of my better interiors. But you got free samples of honey bottles, and then you have all of the pricing for honeycomb blocks. We've got honey blocks, and the another diamond, and just regular undyed candles, or unscented candles as it says here. And then we go up this little staircase here, and we have every color candle with like the with the scents labeling every single one, which I thought was kind of a fun thing, because you know, you go to a candle store and they always have silly scents and stuff like that. But let's see, do I have any more? As you can see, some of them are less popular than others, and I never really had to restock this. Yeah, the black candles were the most popular. But yeah, to fully stock this was such a pain in the butt, and I'm never gonna do it again. Never gonna do it again. But yeah, this is the Wax and Bottle Works shop. Very happy with this build. Super cute. I thought so. But now we are going to take things in a spooky direction and head to the haunted island, the Halloween island, where I went absolutely nuts. We just have to kind of fly back this way towards the bee farm, and it's really hard to miss. We go past Tobe's base here, we go past Goose's neighborhood, and right down here. Wow. Absolutely incredible. As you can see, we have a little pumpkin pie shop type deal over here. We have the skeleton horse racetrack that wraps all the way around the island, and this half right here, all of this around here was all me. All me. So if we walk up here, we can see we have the custom trees that I did. I used the mangrove roots as the leaves, as like dead leaves, and I thought it was a fantastic idea. Absolutely amazing. It turned out so well. And we have like a dead tree here with no leaves. Looks so good. We've got the campfire. We've got our scarecrows and wheat and pumpkin patches with like a whole bunch of custom heads and whatnot, and a little spooky cave and our spooky scarecrow. But of course, the piece de resistance of the Halloween island, at least my half, is the Haunted Mansion maze, the Maze of Madness. This was such a fun build, and Paula helped out with it, and it was so fun. We come around the back here. Oh, we got just a skeleton horse hanging out. Oh my gosh. I forgot. I forgot. There's skulk sensors attached to note blocks with custom heads on, or the mob heads on top, and they make the sound. But you come in here and you come into the Mansion Maze of Madness. We have floating candles, spooky chandelier, this library, very spooky. We've got this guy who died, but they found out that it was a parkourable, so I don't know that, like, you can get up on this chandelier somehow, but you know. And then obviously to enter the Maze of Madness, you just come through here and it plays the spooky sounds, and it's completely pitch black down there, and I really don't feel like doing it right now, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna walk away. But yeah, once you get through all three layers of the Maze of Madness, you pop out into the little graveyard down here, and there is a piggy hanging out. A piggy, you want to try? No, okay, never mind then. But yeah, this was a super fun build. Super fun. It took a lot of time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. Very cool. All right, so I think it's time to head back to the circus and kind of go through all of the builds that I started there on my circus base. You might see a little obviously it's a bit hard to miss, but you'll probably end up seeing the big top here in just a second here, but we'll take a closer look in a little bit here. And obviously we've got the beach right here. I built that nice water slide and the diving boards in the middle there. This was a really fun day. I really enjoyed that. The first thing I built for the circus was my home tent. Black and yellow, as my colors are. I've got, you know, my guard dog and my guard cat. And this is the first time that I've really attempted to build a tent, and I'm quite happy with it. It's very interesting trying to build a circus tent that looks good and not super busy. You know, you look up circus tents online as like reference pictures, or like in Minecraft or whatever, and they just I've noticed a lot of them don't have like, it's very I mean, it's symmetrical, but it's just like a circle type deal. And I didn't really want that. And like the stripes that they make are like only one block, and it looks so busy and it makes my eyeballs hurt. So I really wanted to try to make it thicker stripes, which was challenging, but I was very proud of this. And then obviously on the interior, we had Millie come through and do our interior. Looks so good. I'm so happy with how it turned out. She absolutely did work in here. And then up here we have our bedroom and bathroom and everything. This was like last episode, so I'm sure y'all are pretty much aware of how amazing this looks in here. And then down here we kind of just have my storage and survival bunker. We have our brewing station, crafting station, enchanting station, smelting station, wood storage, material storage, and other blocks storage, stone, dirt, sand, etc. And then we have the axolotl just swimming around here. But yeah, this has been where I spend most of my time on CraftWorks, to be honest, is down here smelting and organizing and picking out blocks and whatnot. So I felt very comfortable down there. I felt very comfortable. And then the next build that I did was the med tent, which was it was a little bit more difficult making a smaller tent look good. I think this is probably one of my least favorite builds, to be quite honest. I mean, it gets the point across, but I will say I think this is my least favorite build this season. But on the inside here, you know, we have medical stuff. We have maybe a pouch of like medication or herbs. We have medicine here, a book, a totem of undying, and then, oh yeah, I forgot that I put these in, but if you just like step on one of these, it'll splash you with a potion, instant health or regen. And then we just have some I don't know what these are called, rooms, I guess, with like a little curtain partition here. Oh yeah, and our medical dog. Our medical dog. Our moral support dog. Very nice. But yeah, probably my least favorite build, to be honest. And then over here, my Ferris wheel. You can see a little sneak peek of the big top there. Don't worry about it. But I built this little boardwalk, and I built a Ferris wheel on it, a la Seattle waterfront. This was pretty fun. I learned a lot from this build as far as scale. I think I would have made it a little bit wider and a little bit bigger, but you know, you live and you learn. It looks really good from far away. And then obviously we have the Lane initially put a gorilla head on this, like as King Kong, but I switched it to this is the potato skeleton head, which just straight up looks like the Joker. So I thought it was pretty fitting to switch that up. But yeah, a really cool build. I quite enjoyed it. I have a mess down here. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this one was really fun. This was a fun build. Coming back around, my next build was the carousel, which I'm very happy about. This turned out so well. All of these builds, by the way, I did not start in creative. I did not have a schematic for any of these except for the big top. So these were completely off the handle, just completely winging it. And I'm just so happy with how they turned out. It just looks so good. Like, amazing. I love all the llamas. We had some issues with the llamas. Initially, I had armor stands with the llama heads that turned into stationary llamas that you could still ride. But for some reason, they all despawned. I'm not sure why. So me and Millie worked on getting llamas, real llamas, and just kind of trapping them in here with these glass panes. You can still ride them. Which I'm happy about. And I just put different colored carpets on all of them just to make things fun, colorful, you know. But yeah, great build. I love it. And then over here, we can see the dunk tank that I kind of pranked Lane with. It's not much, but it was fun watching Lane react to the pufferfish. I put some dispenser down there and just kind of, you know. But yeah, this was fun. You just like take some snowballs and you chuck it and you hope that you hit it and boom. Dunked. Absolutely dunked on. But yeah, nothing much to that. I just thought it was a cute little addition to everything. And then coming back over here, next, well, actually, the next thing I built was the stalls here. The candy and ice cream stall. We've got a balloon dart stall. We've got the hot dog fry stand here. And the basketball shooting mini game here. I just thought it was a cute addition. You usually see that in fairs and carnivals and stuff. Not crazy much to it, but a lot of custom heads were used for the ice cream and the balloons and the prizes and all that stuff. And then the last build before the big top is our roller coaster. This was a fun one too. I learned a lot from this one as well. It's smaller than I initially wanted it to be, but it's still really cool. As I said in the episode where I built this, it's kind of difficult to make a roller coaster look cute, and I think adding the warped trap doors surrounding it as almost like a railing really did it. And now for the last build of the season. This one was interesting. There may have been some head smashing against the keyboard, but in the end, I'm so stinking proud of this build. This is the piece de resistance of my circus, and I'm so happy about it. My big top, amazing, absolutely incredible. This thing I did have a schematic for, just so good. Initially, I thought it wasn't going to be big enough to make an impact, but it definitely is. It's definitely big enough to make an impact. I built this, the platform and everything. I really like how how these turned out. I thought the platform was a good idea to kind of just rest my final build on. Obviously, I have the balloons, as such is the theme throughout my circus base. I added a little bit of greenery, which I thought really kind of brought everything together. I didn't realize that I used the same colors as I did on the carousel over here, but I think I'm okay with it. But yeah, from far away, this just, I feel like it just wraps everything up. It really just kind of closes the book on this base. The inside is not much. I don't expect anybody to really be in here, but we have some seating, we have the ring, and we have the giant pillars going up. I know it's dark up there, but there should be no mobs spawning in here. And I believe the entire thing is mob proof via some glow like in here, just to make things a little inconspicuous, I think is the word. But yeah, y'all let me know. What do you think of this? I think, maybe I'm tooting my own horn, I think this is one of the best circus tents out there. But that's just like I said, I might be tooting my own horn. And I'm excited for, the world download to come out so you guys can come explore and see it for yourself. Because honestly, seeing a build in a video is one thing, but actually seeing it for yourself is a completely different story. Now, before I wrap up this episode, I just kind of want to give a little, I guess, speech about my experience on this server, because it's been incredible. Being the new girl on the block, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified. I was scared that being the new girl, I was gonna get left in the dust. I was gonna be basically doing single player. People would be on their way, with the friends that they've already made in season 1. But that was not the case. I felt so welcomed and a part of everything, and it made me so happy. And I've made lifelong friends. I really have. And that sounds crazy to say, but they've, everybody feels like family to me. I've enjoyed every minute on this server, and I'm getting a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Growing with the server has just been an amazing experience. Honestly, it's hard to explain, but I'm so excited to continue with these people because they've just been so incredible to me and welcoming, and it's a little emotional, like closing out the season, not gonna lie. But I know, in a couple months we'll be booting back up with new people, new members that I'm so excited to be as welcoming as everybody was to me this season, and it's just gonna be so awesome. So, I guess with that small speech, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is so sad. I sincerely hope that y'all enjoyed this season, and thank you so much for choosing my perspective to watch. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I hope when you get the world download that you come and you walk around and you're like, wow, that build is sick. Who made that? Oh, it was Melissa. And now, with the sun setting, I do declare Cirque de Melissa open to the public.